start that Tony Stewart's had all day.
And Edwards clears him into third. Kurt Busch's team changed left side tires. Paul Menard's team changed right side tires. Ryan Newman, 39. Jeff Burton, 31. 7th and 8th. Burton wide.
Hitting up right at that edge.
David Ruderman in the 0-0, and Denny Hamlin. Haven't talked much about Denny today, but he's just cracked the top 10.
The first time he's really been up in there. We saw him on the restart a couple back that he was able to make up a few spots going down to the apron in the dog leg. But it looked like he's getting his car handling a lot better. Early on, he had a handful.
Just behind them, Jimmy Johnson. Never had a chance to mention it, but 2 cautions ago, he got the free pass to get back onto the lead lap. And now Johnson is racing for 17th and 18th with Juan Pablo Montoya.
It's just been a real struggle. Whoa,
Greg
trouble.
Biffle, Brad Keselowski.
Man, nice save. Biffle did a nice job getting off of him as much as he could.
Casey Kane got shuffled back earlier in the race by taking 4 tires when a lot of the other teams took just 2 on an early pit stop, picking his way back toward the front. That is 4th and 5th positions there, Stewart and Kane.
To check on adjustments on this 14 car, but it doesn't seem like if it was air pressure related or something that they did, it's not to Tony's liking right now.
Yeah, this is not the best run he's had. As a matter of fact, it might be one of the worst runs today for him so far. Good seeing him go forward. He's actually kind of falling back now.
And as far as Kane in this 4 car is concerned, they continue to be the best of the non-chasers in this closing stretch of the season. I talked with Jay Fry, general manager of the Red Bull team this morning. Any new news on the possible sale of this team? He said there are still things in the works. I don't expect anything will be done before the season ends and we get beyond Thanksgiving, but he was hopeful and very optimistic that this team will be on the track next season. He said that's why we've got Cole Witt out here in the 84 car. If we get this done, he's going to be one of the drivers involved.
There goes Edwards by Paul Menard.
You've been watching the race for the lead. Championship leader Carl Edwards hunting the #1 spot in today's race at Phoenix from Kurt Busch with 34 laps to go.
Kobalt Tools 500 at Phoenix is brought to you by Lowe's. Lowe's, never stop improving. 2011 Ford F-150, built Ford tough. And Busch's Baked Beans. Are you ready for game day? You are with a guaranteed crowd pleaser, Busch's Baked Beans.
Carl Edwards goes to the lead as Kurt Busch goes to pit road, hearing he is out of gas in that 22 car. Jamie Little will follow up as Kurt comes to the attention of his crew.
Right when Steve Addington told Kurt to pit, he said, out of gas, and they said, right sides only, so they were already planning on pitting. That was good luck on Kurt Busch.
Casey Kane pits from 2nd spot. Greg Biffle also in, Dave.
His biggest problem today, Alan, has been brakes, like his teammate Matt Kenseth. All day long, he's had a very fast race car, but very bad brakes. Right now, we're going to take just 2 tires for Biffle. Looks like right sides for the 16, and he'll be gone. Vince?
The Ford Casey Kane was 6th here in February. Another good run here today. A half pound out of the right rear and a round down in the right rear. He says he just needs a little bit more grip, right sides only.
Edwards about to put Brad Keselowski a lap down. Brad lost a pile of time on pit road on his last stop when in 6th, came out 15th.
He's been that. He's just fought the handling of this car quite a bit. You see he's fighting hard right now to try to stay on the lead lap.
In this cycle of green flag stops, there are only 6 cars on the lead lap. Keselowski in 6th position, not having made the final stop yet. Edwards in front of Stewart by 5.5 seconds. Then Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Mark Martin, and Brad Keselowski. A lot of traffic between Edwards and Stewart there, 1st and 2nd. Caution were to come out now, it would greatly work to the benefit of that 14. Matt Kenseth is calling it a race, nothing more to be gained. 17 car running among the top few in the race earlier, began to fade with brake problems, then was crashed by Brian Vickers. Here's Carl Edwards, 21 laps to go. The leader comes to pit road. What will they do? How long will it take them? And how will the exchange play out between he and Casey Kane? Here he comes, Vince.
Crew Chief Bob Osborne remind Carl Edwards 3 times, do not speed. It's going to be right side only. And again, Edwards perfectly into the box, wheel straight, as Osborne had asked him to do 2 stops before. A smooth stop so far for the 99 crew. They give him enough fuel, and off goes Carl Edwards.
Tony Stewart, now the leader. Not yet having pitted. Ryan Newman, one of the last to come in for a pit stop. And gone. That's Edwards trying to unlap himself on Tony Stewart there. You heard Stewart being called to his pit box. And this swing of pit stops is really going to favor Casey Kane when it's all done.
I'm not sure if Carl just was very conservative on that pit road speed, or whether getting hung behind Brad Keselowski cost him that much time.
Yeah, well, he lost about it.
Fuel only, need 5 gallons, the one in around in left rear.
Fuel only here for the 14 to Tony Stewart.
Dave, here he is.
Originally, they were going to take left side tires as they did on the first pit stop of the day, and then led that pile of laps. But you heard the call, just fuel to get him to the end. He skids to a stop, but does not go through his pit box. It's a good thing, just a little wedge adjustment to tighten him up on that entry. That has been his handling problem.
So Stewart and Mark Martin coming off the pit lane from their final stops. There goes Edwards. And Tony rejoins. Brad Keselowski, the only one who has not made the pit stop yet in the final cycle.
You're right, Casey Kane's going to have a big lead here, and I think part of it is Edwards getting caught racing Brad Keselowski. He was about a half a second slower than what he had been. It'll be a big advantage for Casey.
There's Casey Kane in the 4. Behind Carl Edwards before the pit stop, ahead of Carl Edwards after the pit stop. There's the gap, 4 to 99. That's going to be 1st to 2nd when Keselowski makes the pit stop. Casey gained about 2 seconds on that exchange.
Looks like Casey Kane might just take the lead from Brad Keselowski before he makes a pit stop.
Brad's fighting hard on that outside. He's got Jimmy Johnson there and Jimmy McMurray. All of this is probably going to slow Casey down a little bit and allow Carl Edwards to get closer.
Tony Stewart running 5th at the moment. Edwards running 3rd. As we wait to see when and if Brad Keselowski will pit. Got nothing to lose now by staying out until the gas tank's just about dry and hope for a caution.
Yeah, the only chance he takes is running it out of fuel like his teammate did and not being able to refire.
And a wave out the window. Is that signaling he's going to the pits here? So Casey Kane takes the lead as Brad Keselowski makes the move to pit road. Carl Edwards has gained a second on Casey Kane in these last few laps while the 4 was caught in some of that traffic. Dave?
And of course, Alan, he'll be one of the last to run the fast laps on fresh tires, right sides only at this point. But the big downfall was the last pit stop where they lost time on pit road and fell from 6th to 15th on that restart. Brad rejoins.
Dave, thanks.
Casey Kane getting a break there from Jimmy Johnson. Being told the leader was the 4 car. Jimmy pulls over.
Edwards not able to cut into the gap anymore those first few laps after the exchange of pit stops. When he knocked the second off, it settled right there at that 1 second. Edwards trying to catch Casey Kane for the win. Tony Stewart getting under Jeff Burton for 1 point toward the championship on the final lap of the race.
Now Burton had been slipping a little bit. Looked like he's having a hard time with his car right in the center. Tony taking advantage of that adjustment they made to get that spot.
Edwards and Stewart going to go to the season finale. Oh, so close in the championship. Today, though, at Phoenix, it's about Casey Kane and Red Bull Racing scoring the win, breaking a long dry spell. Casey Kane wins the Kobalt Tools 500. Carl Edwards finishes second. Tony Stewart finishes third. They go to the finale separated by 3 points, 3 running positions on the racetrack. There's Jay Fry.
Way to go. Thank you. Way to go, guys. Awesome job today. Thanks, Kenny.
Talked about Jay Fry, the man who's trying to find a way to find a buyer for this team. Keep it in business. Keep it going. He was pictured there a minute ago in the celebration. September of 09, the last time Casey Kane went to victory lane in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. He's done it today at Phoenix. Used up that engine in the process of the burnout. So Casey Kane winning the race. Now let's talk championship. Carl Edwards finished second. Tony Stewart finished third. So Carl would have gained 1 point on Stewart today, but Stewart led the most laps in the race. Got a bonus point toward the championship for that. So they played to a draw today here in Phoenix, and they go to the season finale separated by 3 points, 3 positions on the racetrack. A head-to-head race for the title. Everyone else, Kevin Harvick on down, eliminated for the championship. 2 men, 1 race, head-to-head on the track. Jamie?
9 races down, 1 to go. We'll be back next weekend at Ford 400 at Homestead Miami Speedway, where we will crown a Sprint Cup Series champion. Congratulations once again to today's winner, Casey Kane and Red Bull. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Just a classic fight for the championship between these two.
Let's go out here and have some fun. All right, boys, let's just do what we've been doing.
Side by side, Stewart and Edwards. Busy hands inside that 99. Martinsville payback.
Under the hood. Done.
1 point toward the championship on the final lap of the race. Casey Kane breaking a long dry spell